Some say Antiochus, some say Antiochus. But yeah, he conquered the whole of modern day Turkey today. So it reads, but we have the sentence of death in ourselves. So they were going through the hell that they couldn't even really deal with fleshly. But somehow, some way, the Lord delivered them. His disciples. Okay? So the time is going to come where the saints of the Lord are going to be persecuted for the sake of their righteousness. As we know that the world, as it is written, the whole world lies in wickedness. And everybody's under the influence of this system. So when you got a certain amount of people that has a particular spirit, which is cut from a different cloth, guess what, man? You're going to be looked at as the enemy. So what we got to do now is, as everything's going as it's going, and we meet our different various situations, we got to trust in Yahawashi. We have to develop that. Because it's the truth, man. Every brother in this truth has a story to tell. And as well as the four prophets, our ancient forefathers of the past, they got a story to tell to prove that the Lord delivers. Okay? So if the witnesses are there, then that means the case is a truth. As it is also written, let 2 or 3 witnesses come to establish the truth. I'm roughly paraphrasing that. So just bear with me. But you know what I'm talking about. Let 2 or 3 witnesses come together and let that case be established as true. So we have way more than 2 and 3 witnesses of the Lord showing that he's a deliverer out of trouble. So how much more then when all hell breaks loose? So this is what the Lord is showing. That's why we're going through hell. Yeah, we're going through hell so that our hearts can be made better. And that we can be strong for the time to come. But as well as the Lord is also showing that he's the one that bring us down and bring us up again. It's him. It's all in his works. Okay? So like I said, man, I mean, if something's going on in your personal life, whatever it is, it could be issues surrounding the camp. It could be issues surrounding, you being at the work, the labor force. All right. Guess what? The Lord is going to sort it all out in the end. And I believe it's in the book of Deuteronomy where it says, if a matter is too heavy unto thee, give it unto the Lord and he will sort it out. And that's on everything, because he causes these issues. So if he's the one that's causing these issues, it's for a purpose and a reason. Well, what I'm going to say is this. The Lord is showing that he can deliver. All right? He's showing you that he can bring the evils upon you and deliver you from the same, if necessary. So don't worry about it, man. And I speak to myself as I'm doing this video. Don't worry about it. All right, the time is going to come when the time is right, as it is written, that there's a season to everything under the sun. And there's going to come a time in the season that you will be justified. As you've experienced anyway. You've experienced through the Spirit how a Spirit helps you. If you're sincere and you're going through a particular situation. Okay, the Lord knows your spirit. So if you're right, and somehow the other person comes out wrong or whatever, hey, it's going to get taken care of, as you already know. Okay? So just trust in the Lord, man. Trust in Yahawashi. So, let's go get a different precept now. And what Paul does, Paul elaborates. Actually, I think Timothy elaborates what happened to them in Asia, right? Yeah, this is it right here. This is what is it? 2 Timothy chapter 11. And this is why he said this, persecutions. Let's begin by reading verse 10. But thou hast fully known my doctrine, manner of life, purpose, faith, long-suffering, and charity, and patience, as we are under the same. Persecution, afflictions, which came unto me at Antioch, see? And Iconium and Lystra. What persecutions I endured, but out from all the Lord delivered me. So even Timothy is giving his testimony. Okay? So we all got the testimonies. The four prophets, and as well as we have our own unique testimonies. How the Lord delivered us from diverse situations, man. Okay? Because this story that we're playing out is Yahawashi's storyline, man. We're taking on the narrative that he established, and it's all through the scriptures. So we're playing it out in our personal life. Because what we really are is nothing more than the resurrection of the prophets of the past, which the prophet just means to say before. That's all it is. The saints that was, we those same individuals coming back all over again. And when it's all said and done, the men of the Lord are going to suffer persecution, man. A great deal of persecution. So as I'm going to say again, these here and there difficult situations that you find yourself in is to really mold you for the Mac Daddy situation, which is going to come. Because if everything's smooth as gravy, or let me just use another word, if everything is good as gravy, then how are you going to be prepared and ready for when the real one comes? See? So embrace it, man. Embrace the chastisement of Yahawashi. Just embrace it. Because it's for your good anyway. It makes you stronger. It may seem like a bad deal, but guess what? Overlook it. Look at the bigger picture. And first and foremost, I speak to myself as I'm doing this video. Alright? And this is a good video to do even for those that are just firstly coming into the truth, because brothers that are just coming into this thing, they don't have much experience. So they need to know from brothers that have been in this thing for a while that you can trust in Yahawashi, man. You may be in a situation you think you can't get out of. Hey man, brothers in this thing have experienced homelessness, all kinds of stuff, man, and they back on their feet, like they never was screwed up. All out in the streets, homeless and stuff like that. They got themselves together. They good. Okay? Brothers has been in prison for this thing. Came out of it, man. Not prison, but brothers went to jail for this truth, man. Came out of it. And we back on them streets, or them parks now in the in the areas of green, so to speak. We good. So you young brothers and those that don't have that much faith, you gotta understand, man, that this thing is very real, and the power of Yahawashi can be trusted. And this also applies to even us older brothers, because sometimes we get in situations where it's like, damn, we gotta fall back. Sometimes we act out of character because it gets too much. Like the elder of the UK, the elder Ramah, shalom to that brother. He said that every brother has a threshold, man, and it's true. So the Lord, He knows what you can do and what you can't do. Or the Lord might put you in a situation you really can't do, but He will deliver you out of it. Like the Apostle Paul, and as well as what happened to Timothy, man. He even said it. He said he went through something way above measure. See? What did Paul say? That the Lord delivered him. So embrace it, man. Embrace it. Embrace the chastisement of the Lord And then therefore you're gaining the experience of finding out that each and every time you get chastised, get put in a particular situation, you're going to also experience that the Lord can deliver you out of that situation. All right? So it's all right. Hey, all of us have went through it. All of us have went through it. Look how nice that looks, man. You got the water in the background, you know, squirting, stuff like that. So yeah, embrace it, man. And the more you get into it, the more you're gonna find out it's the same old thing, that the Lord, He's the deliverer of the situations that He brings you, because it's Him that's doing it anyway. All right, so let me stop talking and let me get back to doing this, reading these precepts. Right. And this is something that you should have in mind as well. This is verse 12. Once again, yea, and all that will live godly in the anointed Yahawashi shall suffer persecution. So if you're living accordingly to the anointed, which we call them Yahawashi, many will call them Jesus, some will say Yeshua, but there's no U's or E's, no vowels in the Hebrew. So when He was on the scene, we know, as I've mentioned before, and I'll mention it again, He was known in the Greek, Jesus. And if you was a Hebrew at the time, you call him Yahawashi. That was His name in the Hebrew. That was His name in the Hebrew. So, doesn't it also say in the book of, I think if I'm correct, Zephaniah, where it says that the Lord will return to a poor and afflicted people His name? So that would then show and prove that we have the name.